Hi friends, Jeanette Connery here. I'm a yoga therapist in Chico, California, and I've been putting together a collection of different approaches to resolving psoas, chronic psoas tension. Your psoas is a muscle deep inside your core that has influence over your entire body. So a tight psoas can really result in symptoms everywhere, including back pain, neck pain, digestive issues. It's intricately linked with chronic stress, and it can be made tight by lots of sitting or overuse or underuse. So that's just a really brief explanation of the psoas. And this practice I'm going to show you today is a restorative practice. So the restorative practice is really good for people who feel exhausted and want to do something to help themselves but don't have a lot of energy. The restorative practice will help you gently stretch. It'll help you relax. It'll help you regulate your nervous system and bring circulation to the areas that are tight. So before I jump into the practice, I please want to let you know to like the video, hit the thumbs up button at the bottom of the screen. I really appreciate it when people do that. It helps me so much. You can also subscribe to my channel, and every time I post a new tool for you to feel better, you'll be notified. Okay, so for this practice, you will need a couple of props, but don't worry. You can easily substitute towels or blankets or pillows for all of the things that I'm going to use today, right? So we're going to need a blanket like this. You can easily substitute a thin pillow for this kind of a blanket. I will be using a bolster, but like I said, you can fold up a lot of towels. You can stack some pillows, maybe use a couch cushion, okay? Get creative. Try to use what you have at home. Reduce our carbon footprint by buying less stuff. Okay, so the first exercise in this sequence is actually not going to involve any props at all. But if you have a stopwatch, you could use that. You're going to lay down on the floor with your knees bent and your head possibly on some kind of a cushion or soft thing, which is optional. You don't have to do that if your neck is comfortable being on the floor, okay? Now, you can bring your right knee in towards your chest and hold it there. Now, what I'm about to tell you is the most important part. Please pay attention very carefully. I want you to relax all effort below your waist. So that means you're not doing any effort from your legs, from either leg, to hold this leg up, right? There's a tiny bit of effort to hold the left leg in its position, but the right leg is completely relaxed. Your hands and your arms are doing the work. And for 90 seconds, I'd like you to continue relaxing that way. And imagine the front of your hip getting softer. Imagine your gluteal muscles relaxing. And breathe into your belly and feel your belly sink down towards the floor as you exhale. While you're here in this relaxing position, you can continuously check in with the muscles of your low body. Those of us who carry a lot of tension will struggle to keep that part of your body relaxed. So those muscles, you'll feel them coming back online again and again, and you'll release them again and again. And it's important not to be discouraged or frustrated. It's just part of the process of unwinding that chronic tension. If you come back to this day after day, it will get easier to relax. Good, that's about 90 seconds. Okay, so we're gonna put that foot down. And before we do the other side, let's take that right leg and just wiggle it side to side a few times. Trying to maintain a level of relaxation there in the low back and the sacral area as the leg goes side to side. We're not using any core strength here. We're just letting the pelvis rock along with the leg, but keep it small, right? We don't want large movements at this point. It's just too much. Okay, keep it small. And then we're going to come back to stillness. And we're going to do the left leg. So here we go. We're going to bring that left knee in. Hold it there. With the hands, release all effort from the lower body. I've just started the timer. And we'll be here for 90 seconds. Again, breathe into your belly. Slow, easy exhales. Feel the front of your hip getting softer. Feel as though the tissues around your hip joint are pulling the femur down into the socket. That's 1 minute. We've got 30 seconds left. Checking in again and again, making sure things are relaxed. And having patience with yourself if this is not easy. Okay, that is 90 seconds. So we're going to put that left foot down. And same as last time, we're just going to let that left leg go side to side. Just letting it go side to side. No big deal. No fancy core strength or anything. Just allowing the leg to move side to side. Feeling the tissues there. Just feeling the way they glide across each other. And hopefully that's brought you a little bit more softness. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is a reclining pose. Now, this is where you'll need either a bolster or some larger cushions, or you can roll a blanket. Actually, I think I'll demonstrate this just in case there are people out there who don't have a bolster, because honestly, most people don't have bolsters. So if you have your blanket in about this shape, right, about this size, you could also do this with towels, by the way. You'll need a couple of them. You stack them on top of each other and fold them in half. Okay, so I'm gonna pinch the edge of this blanket. I'm gonna roll it nice and tight, like a sushi. If you've ever tried rolling sushi, it has to be nice and tight, right? So now you have this blanket roll. And so whether you're using the bolster or the blanket roll, maybe I'll demonstrate on the blanket. You're gonna bring your hips right up next to that blanket, and you're gonna lean back onto the blanket, and your head should be on it. And if you're really tall and your head is not on the blanket, you can use another object there, whether it's a pillow or a yoga block, just to make up the difference in space. You want your head at least at the same level as the rest of your spine. And some of us are actually not going to be comfortable with that, with the head at the same level as the spine. And sometimes the necks tell us, oh, we need a little bit more support. So in a case like that, you can add another pillow or another towel or blanket here. You could also, if you have a bolster like I do, you could use your blanket as a pillow, like that. Okay? And one more thing. Blocks. I actually have a video on how to make your own yoga blocks at home from towels, so check that out. And you won't need yoga blocks, but if you have them, you could also use cushions. Again, get creative, use whatever you have. You're going to have your feet together, knees together, and you're going to be opening your legs, and we want to prop the legs up so they're not just hanging there. This is where the blocks come in. If you're using blocks, you angle them towards your body so that they create a surface that meets your femur, your leg. And having your legs higher is actually better than having them lower. What I mean is, if I'm really flexible and I know I could stay like this for a long time, that's actually not better than having them up here. Okay, it's about the angle. So once you finally find yourself comfortably positioned in your reclining pose, we call this Supta Baddha Konasana, you can relax. That's all you have to do. Setting it up is the hardest part. And I'll encourage you in your home practice to stay here, up to 10 minutes, really. As long as you're comfortable. That's the key. If this at any moment becomes uncomfortable for you, then you'll definitely want to come out of it. But if you're feeling good, there's no reason to worry. You can stay here for quite a long time. And I'm just going to give us about 30 more seconds here. Relax your legs into the support underneath them. Feel the way your breath on the inhale sort of pushes out against your rib cage, stretching out the sternum, stretching out the diaphragm, relaxing as much as you possibly can here. And when it's time to come out of the pose, the first thing you'll do is take the blocks away. Okay. And then you'll roll to your side and come off of your prop. Okay, and then back onto the back again. And it's really delicious to actually rest with the back flat on the floor after being up on that bolster for a while. So enjoy that. Feel the space between your shoulder blades. Feel into the way your breath moves all the way down into your pelvis. And back up again on the exhale. All the way up and out. So the last thing that we're going to do is a stretch for the psoas muscle itself, and you'll need a blanket or a small pillow. And well, you might. Let me back up. Sometimes if you have a really, really sensitive back, doing this on the floor is the best way. And it's going to look like this. You're going to put your right leg out and relax that leg completely. See, I already feel a stretch happening here. And then you can bring your right arm up overhead too and rest it on the floor. And if you have, if you have okay shoulders, that might feel okay. If you don't, if your shoulders are protesting against that, bring your pillows and stuff around and rest your arm on the pillows. You want to be able to relax completely. So No holding the arm up overhead. It has to be on something, either the bolster or the floor. So if you don't have a super sensitive back, you can try adding something underneath your hips. And this is just going to increase the stretch. So extending out the right leg, testing that out, making sure it feels okay for your back before moving on. And if it does, then you add the arm in any way that feels right for you, okay? And we're going to be here for a full 60 seconds, but again, at home, you can go longer. I would say you could go up to 2 minutes on this, possibly 3, but only if it doesn't start to feel pinchy in your back. Okay, so that's a minute. We're going to bring the right arm down. Okay, we're going to bring the right foot back up onto the floor and remove the prop. If you have one, remove the prop. So again, we always want to pause flat on the floor before moving on, just giving the body a chance to adjust, giving your consciousness a chance to observe the way energy moves through your body. Because when you feel those changes in sensation, guess what that is? That's energy. So it's not it's not really mysterious to feel energy in your body. It's actually quite simple. Okay, now we're going to try it on the other side. We're going to lift the hips if you used a prop last time, right? If you didn't, then you don't need to do that. Extend the left leg out on the floor. Wow. And then the left arm up overhead. Yawning is a sign that your nervous system is releasing tension. Isn't that great? So if you find yourself yawning here, that's a good thing. It's a good thing. And breathe into your belly and into the left side of your low belly, the front of your left hip, massaging your psoas muscle with every breath. Good. And that's about a minute. So we'll bring the left arm down and we'll bring the left foot back up onto the floor. Remove the prop from underneath you. Rest your back flat on the floor. Okay. Just a few breaths here before we move on. Okay, and when you feel ready, you roll over to your side. And getting up from these restorative practices it can make people dizzy just because you've been on the floor for so long. You've been really relaxing. The blood pressure has come down. The heart rate has come down. So we really need to use a gradual transition here. I would say between 2 and 3 full complete breaths at least in the side lying position before coming up to sitting, and then you'll want to spend a few moments pausing here before you come to standing. So thank you for joining me for this restorative psoas practice. I hope you found it useful, helpful, and please be sure to like this video. It really helps. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And I bow to the light in you because it's the same as the light in me. Namaste.